Two heroes, two legacies, yet only one leaves a lasting impact. Why does Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, connect so deeply while Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, feels as hollow as the vacuum of space, missing the gravity of emotional depth that pulls us into a hero's journey? Welcome to Plot Secrets. I'm Jonas Martin, author of the Defenders of Asgard series. Want to stay ahead of the curve? Sign up for my free mini-course, the 3-step AI hook formula, and discover how to craft epic story ideas in minutes. Check the link in the description. Now let's dive in and break it all down. So, how does Natasha, a hero with no powers, outshine Carol, armed with godlike cosmic strength? Spoiler, it's not about strength, it's about storytelling. Stick around, and by the end, you'll see why Natasha's impact is no accident, and how Carol's story could have been so much more. Let's start with Natasha, whose story is built around one compelling theme: redemption. Haunted by her past as a trained killer, she fights to right her wrongs. But here's the twist. Her redemption isn't about others' approval. It's about forgiving herself. Every fight she takes wipes a little more red from her ledger and proves she's worthy of a second chance. It's this struggle that makes her journey so gripping and compels us to root for her. But what fuels her drive to keep fighting? Let's unpack the conflicts that make her story unforgettable. Natasha's story is driven by two layers of conflict. The first is external, stopping threats and making amends for her dark past. But the true heart of her journey lies within. Natasha is at war with her own guilt, endlessly questioning whether she can ever truly be good enough. Every choice she makes feels like it could tip the scales. When she fights, it's not just to save lives, it's to save her soul. That's her real superpower. Now compare that to Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, and the missed potential becomes crystal clear. Carol starts with an intriguing premise: amnesia, mystery, and a journey to rediscover herself. But it all collapses into Marvel's event horizon, leaving only a gaping black hole. The problem? Her story focuses on becoming powerful, not whole. There's no real flaw, no vulnerability to draw us in. She's told to control her emotions, but we never see her truly struggle with them. Her flaw feels superficial, like a superhero suit that looks sleek but conceals any real substance. With a story as thin as rice paper, it's hard to truly invest in her journey. It lacks the depth needed to resonate. If there's no emotional risk, why should we care? Let's explore how this affects her character. Great characters resonate because they have something to lose. Natasha's ties to her team, her guilt, and her fears make her fights deeply personal. Carol, on the other hand, often feels detached, like an escape pod adrift in the void of space. If she doesn't confront her emotional stakes, why should we care enough to root for her? When Natasha sacrifices herself in Endgame, it's not just to save the world. She proves herself worthy by wiping the last red from her ledger. That's why her story hits like a punch from the Infinity Gauntlet and leaves a lasting mark. Carol, on the other hand, feels detached, like gravity is pushing her away, leaving her journey hollow and ungrounded. When Carol fights, we already know she'll win. She's always the strongest. But for Natasha, every battle feels like it could be her last, a true test of her courage, loyalty, and self-worth. Imagine if Carol had a moment like Natasha's sacrifice in Endgame, a choice that showcased not her power, but her heart. That's what would elevate her to legendary status. Natasha's strength lies in the balance between her external and internal conflicts. Carol's strength? It feels unearned, a cosmic power devoid of emotion or depth. Power without vulnerability is hollow. Natasha's humanity is her greatest strength, and Carol's lack of it is her greatest weakness. Natasha has a dark past, a compelling backstory. Once a highly skilled assassin for the Red Room, She used her wits and deadly charms to seduce and eliminate her targets, earning her the nickname Black Widow. And Captain Marvel? She has amnesia and not much else. Natasha's story plays out in dimly lit corridors and battlefields, mirroring her struggles with guilt and redemption. Carol's world, meanwhile, glows with cosmic energy but leaves us cold, like staring at a neon sign with no meaning behind it. When creating characters, remember, true strength isn't about invincibility, it's about vulnerability. It's what your heroes stand to lose, what they're fighting for, and the flaws that make them human. These are the stories audiences will never forget. That's it, folks. Hungry for more? In the next video, we're reimagining Galadriel in the Rings of Power, turning Middle-earth's missed opportunities into legendary tales. Click the thumbnail, and let's reimagine Middle-earth's missed opportunities together. Don't miss it. See you there.